Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. So, Happy New Year! I was gonna say that at the beginning and I forgot. But yay! 2024! How are you guys doing? The first comment of my live stream this year, uh, which I got, is this. Ahoy, beautiful people. So that's my first comment of the year. Thank you for coming to my stream. Ohio, Yoko is the greatest. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I'm so great that. Oh, I'll just wait for more people to get together, I think. Because I want to introduce the article that I got on. Hey all, hello, hi, excited for this stream, yay! Sorry, this is my first time speaking English this year, so like I'm still not, I gotta get to it. Hey Yoko, happy new year. I hope you've been well. I'm so sorry about what's going on in your side of the world. It's such a terrible start to the year. Yes, it's so hard. It's such a like we were blown away by how this year began. Yeah, I was gonna talk about it. So yeah, on the very first day of this year, there was this huge earthquake in Noto, and yeah, the following day there was this huge airplane crash in Haneda airport, and the third day there was a stabbing or like somebody tried to kill people. I guess it was a female, but on a JR line in Tokyo. I guess it was Akihabara, but yeah, crazy things have like it keeps happening, and like for us Japanese, the I know that Americans especially, like I know only Americans, but Americans, spend a lot of like vacation time around Christmas, and then you start your work like early in the year, right? But Japanese people, we right now it's the break, but I guess like and tomorrow is the coming of the age day, I think. So yeah, so it's a holiday tomorrow, but then like we are just starting our year, but um yeah, usually it's the like we spend the first week or so in this new year mode to enjoy, it's what we call hare, the days of hare, like hare days. It sounds like sunny days, but it's different, I guess. It's basically like we should avoid negative things and stay positive and wear new clothes, or or beautiful or fortunate, like the clothes that bring you fortune and so on. Like there are lots of spiritual things going on in New Year's days, and that's like we just keep ourselves clean and positive. And if we spend the first week or so like in this good vibe, then it will last throughout the year. So that's the traditional way of I guess thinking or feeling, and that's what we wanted to do, eating all these amazing foods for our New Year days and so on. But these terrible things kept happening, and still people are suffering now because like, but people want to help though, and that's why lots of like lots of people are uh, what's the word, like flooding into the prefecture that was affected by the earthquake, for example. But because there are so many cars who are rushing in, the real support by the JSDF, self defense forces, and so on, they can't go in, and that's actually stopping the real help. So like we are complaining and complaining and complaining in this first week. So that's really bad altogether. But anyway, on this one. Hi Yoko, I'm sorry for what happened on New Year's Day. My prayers go out to all of you in Japan. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us. Yeah, like it's so saddening that because it has, the time has passed already, right? It's the 7th here in Japan, and it happened on the first, right? So like it's been a long time, so there are less and less hope that people are gonna survive, those who are affected. Like there are still people buried alive, or they were buried and we couldn't rescue, and so on. And so like the what you call like the number of those who are affected, it's gonna rise. So like we don't want to see that number, but there are some miracles happening too, though, so it's not all bad. But by the way, YouTube gave me a warning and took down a private playlist of leftists rampaging. Really? They said it was because it violated hate speech. It's funny they did that, but no, lots of censoring. It's so crazy that it's as you highlighted it, it's a private playlist, and they still did that. Wow, so crazy. When I put the word Trump in the title of my live streams, it doesn't get views. Like it's so weird. It's apparent, and so that's why I don't put Trump. you know, it's they're honest, at least. Like we can easily tell. How are you? I'm well. This like today though, I had a stomach ache, and that's why I was late. Sorry for that. Hi Yoko. Hi. Happy New Year, Yoko. Happy New Year. Yeah, I've been meditating though, since the end of November. I do it every day. So hey, so I think I'm better than I'm supposed to. So Yoko looks elegant as always. Yay! Happy 2024. It's is it difficult to say? 2024. Yeah. Oh wow. Nice background. Thank you. I looked for it. It's not my picture, just so you know. How are you? How are you guys? How did you spend your New Year days? So okay, I have to let you guys know about this article. Didn't Let's see. Oh, you probably saw it already if you are following me on tab. This one, I think. Ta-da! Can you see? Ish. Hoi, hoi, hoi. Fox News! I got on Fox News! Yay! So, why is Japan's obesity rate so low? One influencer says these cultural habits are the key. And that one influencer, it's me! I have to be frank with you. Like I thought that the video it was a video interview, so I thought that it was gonna be edited, but it's just me rambling there, and it's just like they put it as it is. So like I don't know, like I hope I did an okay job there, but yeah, it's an article all like consisting of my statement basically. So it's really cool. It's long too. And the reporter wrote a article about this topic earlier, and so this was like a another article, like continuous one, I would say. So yeah, please check that out if you haven't. There's a video too, so you can watch me ramble. I try my best to explain, but I'm not an expert. But as the title says, I'm there commenting as an influencer. So, yeah. So that's good. Okay, so that was a great start of the year for me, like I was interviewed, was it? Oh yeah, like I was interviewed on the second, and then it was published right away. Like they are hardworking people. Like wow, Americans are hardworking. Like those who in I encounter, like they are so passionate about work. So it's like the work involvement in America is so different that it's very interesting to me. Japanese people work hard, but we are like dragging, and we just spend a long time together. Like it's changing like step by step, but Americans too, like Japanese people scold each other, at workplaces. Like we are very severe, like very harsh at each other. We have this politeness and courtesy, but we are very negative or critical against each other. But Americans, like what I sense is that you guys cheer yourselves up, like cheer each other up. So that's very like it's so different, like so like sometimes I have to think like when I'm praised doing what I do, like working with others from America, I have to be like, oh, is the person like, speaking their mind, or is it a courtesy? Like I can't tell. Anyway, uh the earthquake made me very worried about you guys. It was it was terrible, but remember when I talked about, a huge earthquake coming when our political system is really bad? I did that 2 live streams ago. Like, if you, like, after this live stream, you can check, like, 2 videos, like, in the live stream tab. If you go back, like, 2 live streams ago, then I'm talking about earthquake. It's so weird. Of course, like there was big ones in the south, the Philippines and Indonesia and so on. So that's why the topic was there. But then I was talking about all these things. Scary. Hi Yoko, Happy New Year! It's a pleasure to catch your stream live. Yay! So glad that you're awake. Thank you for coming. So nice to see you all. Good evening, Yoko. I'm glad to see you are okay. With the recent earthquake and tsunami, I was concerned about you and your family's welfare. Thank you so much. We live far away, so it didn't affect us, but we did get a tsunami warning. Like it was probably like this much, like 10 centimeters or something. But still, it is, what happens after we get a huge earthquake. So like Hokkaido in the north and Fukuoka in the south, like we got warnings too. Yeah. Wink wink. Wink wink. Good, my good man. Oh, this year our zodiac sign is dragon, and I drew dragon. Actually, you can't see my art. There are some art behind my back, behind the green screen. But you can purchase my artwork. I'm an abstract artist, and I draw random stuff. So check that out if you're interested. A link in the description box below. Where there any deaths due to the earthquake? Yeah, over 100 people, I think. Let me see. What is my internet okay? Okay. Let's see the number. Ooh, 4 hours ago, there's a report that says that missing people 222 and death 127. But there are crazy stories too, though, that they are just rescuing and the people are alive. So it really depends on the situation. Oh, super chat! Thank you. The first super chat of the year. Do you have a PO box? I wanted to send a gift to you and your husband. I don't have Twitter. Oh, I don't have a PO box, but I guess I could give you an address. Like that's not our address, but it will come to our address because we said it like that. Maybe I can give you that if you can go through the trouble to go to my website randomyoko.com, and there's a contact form, and so if you can reach out to me through that would be nice. Thank you so much for your thoughts, though. Just by the thoughts, like, I'm very happy. Thank you. Oh, another super chat. Thank you. Aloha from Hawaii. Yay. Blessings for the new year, 2024. Yes. What are you guys excited about this year? The election? I'm excited about the presidential election of the US, and at the same time I'm scared because like it's like you can't expect, like, I don't know how to expect things, when it comes to the presidential election in the US anymore. Like, you have no idea what's gonna happen in the number, and also in the society and the reporting, like lots of things that we are unsure of, what's gonna happen. I really hope, though, that things will turn out to the good way, but thank you so much for super chat. It makes me happy. Yes. Thank you so much. What was I talking about here? Let's see. Just let me go faster because I'm always slow. Oh, another super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. I had to fly from USA to Amsterdam due to my mother passing away while teaching over there. Oh no, I was only able to eat fast food for a couple of weeks. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, I was only able to eat fast food a couple of weeks. When I returned home, I had lost weight. What? Food here in the USA is so unhealthy. Wow. Wait, just a couple weeks, right? And you were only able to eat fast food. Huh. That is frightening. But yeah, I actually shared my experience with the reporter of Fox when I was getting interviewed, and I talked about chocolate in the US. I've visited the US twice in my life, and when I first visited America, I love chocolate. It's a female thing. Like, when we want iron, we want chocolate. So anyway, I wanted chocolate, and I bought some, at 7-Eleven or grocery store, whatever, in America. And when I ate that, it only tasted like sugar, and it didn't taste like chocolate at all. Like, at all. Like, I'm supposed to be eating chocolate, and I was just, I don't know, whatever sweet that was, like, it didn't taste anything other than the sweetness. So I'm like, what am I eating? And I realized, like, American people eat that as, sweets. I mean, it's called sweets, but yeah, it's weird. And the food industry there is, yeah, like, they want to make more, so the quality is like not as good as it should be, I guess. Like, you add additives to make it work. So that's what happens, I guess. Yeah. But Japanese people, though, like culturally, that's interesting because, like, when I look at the East versus the West, not even the East, because in India or China, even South Korea, they all use spice. But over here in Japan, we just use soy sauce, and it's not like stimulating enough, right? And so, like Japanese people season our food only a little, like to withdraw the taste of the each ingredient. We want to taste the food itself. But when you look at other countries, like in Asia, it's spice that they use for seasoning, so like you can't really taste the actual ingredients. And if you look at the like Europe or America, even, like it's the culture of sauce. So it's about the sauce, that's where the technology, it's not the technology, it's skills of the people getting. But so it's isn't it interesting? But European people are slim too, so that must be the food industry, if you do the comparison. But I was really glad that the reporter reached out to me to learn the perspectives of us, instead of going to Europe. But because she was saying that they always compare with the UK, and so like it's the same result always, right? So yeah, I'm so glad that they care about Japan too. Congratulations, Yoko. Thank you. Let's see. Good to see you getting highlighted by Fox News. You don't like them? Oh no. Yoko's popular. Yay! Yeah, like mainstream media can have problems, but like I talk to media people directly, I meet them. Like over here in Japan too, like I talk to lots of media people, and I realize that behind the brand, each of them are working so hard, and they have their own passion, and also they are building their career. And so like I try to think of that instead of like the policies of the company. you know you know what I mean, because they have struggles too. Mm, because like there was a case that one reporter wanted to pitch something to the producer, and it didn't work out, even though she thought that it was such a important issue that the world should know. Like it's the producer decides, right? So it didn't happen. So like things like that are happening, I think, in the media industry. So good morning, Sunday morning. Yes. Oh, from Twitter. Cool. I heard that Japanese people are always having to move for work. Yes, exactly what I said on the interview. Unless in Japan, those who have to ride a car, like how do you say that in English? It's such a basic English, and I don't know how to say that. You don't use car in the cities here. Like where I live, of course people use cars, but my husband and I, we don't have a car. And we just walk to the station and take a train to everywhere. Yeah. And it just works out because there are train lines. We have, like over here in Fukuoka, we basically have two lines, JR and Nishitetsu, like two different companies, and they're everywhere. So it works. In Tokyo, it's crazy, right? Or Osaka or Nagoya or Hokkaido maybe too. Like all these big places, big cities, like the transportation is there. So it's rather like if you go in a car, it's gonna take a long time, or there are traffic situations, so you don't want to do that. But on the other hand, if you go to countryside, there's nothing. So you have to drive. Oh, drive your car, right? I'm forgetting English. Cause see, like I didn't talk to you for like a week or two, and this is what happens. Yeah. But yeah, America is just the continent is just big, right? So earthquake in LA this morning. Oh my gosh, are you guys okay? It doesn't get too big though in California, right? I hope. You know, what's interesting about Japan is that we are so used to earthquakes that when it happens, we start recording. And compared to other countries, they go under the table and so on. We are like, hit the record, oh, earthquake, earthquake. So that's what happens. Seriously, it's a bad thing that, like, bad trend, you know? So we on social media, we are telling each other not to do that, you know? Rather than that, just run away or hide your body from all their threats. So it's a bad phenomenon. But thanks to the sacrifices, though, that people really they try their best to record everything, you know, and thanks to that, and they post on social media for attention or whatever. I don't know, like or to inform. Let's hope that they're just there trying to inform others. See, yeah, we gotta focus on the positive thing. Yeah, but thanks to that, though, we learn a lot of things that the mainstream media cannot reach. So we have lots of information and we can see lots of perspectives. So that's good. North and South Korea are shelling each other. Yeah. Yeah, there was a big news, I think. I didn't pay attention too much because I was busy following all the earthquake news, but yeah. And Kim Jong Un, by the way, he sent a message to Japan saying that he's sorry about what's happening here and so on. And it's the first time because he wrote, like, it's supposed to be he wrote it, right? And back in when we had the socialist prime minister, there was a time like that. That's when the earthquake happened too, though, in 1995. But I mean, when that happened, North Korea sent a message under the different guy's name, I guess, like under the leader's. Wow, who's that? Is the father time? I was a kid, so I don't remember. But yeah, they did that too. But it was not the leader's name, but somebody below. So this time it's Kim Jong Un himself that sent a message to Japan saying that he's sorry and so on about this, what's happening. Like he's like his prayers or whatever. Like I didn't fully read the message, but what that performance means to me is that Kim Jong Un is, I think, now wants other countries or wants the international community to acknowledge their country as one of them or one of us. Because back, like usually they say stuff like, "Oh, that's like it's karma," or like, "Oh, the whatever superpower above is like punishing us," or something like that. Like that's what they usually say, but this time it's a proper message. And we can see the shift in their attitude. And to me, it's a shift of identity because they are now stronger than before because there's a war in Ukraine and they are supporting Russia militarily. They're helping them militarily. So like that probably is giving like it's like nurturing their pride as a country. So like they're, I feel like Kim Jong Un probably is like, yeah, I'm one of the big countries now, you know. So then the actions become like what Putin does, for example. Even Putin behaves in a good way when bad things happen to trick people's minds. So now that I noticed, Yoko, did you change your hair color? Yes, glad you noticed. Yes, I mean this vest is black, so you can't really see. But how do I do that? It's black again. My original hair color, of course, is black, but it's not completely black though. Like this is darker than my real hair, I feel. But yes, I did that because I don't know. I feel like it looks healthier. And I just had brown hair for like 5 years or so, I think, or 5 years. So yeah, I wanted some change to feel new and young. The election is going to be crazy, I bet. Yeah, get rid of Biden. Yeah. Oh, you just sent it. Oh, thank you. Scared and excited. Yeah. The Uni Party is capable anything to ensure Trump doesn't get back in the White House. This is an uncharted territory at this point. But you know who I think is supporting Trump? Putin. Why? Because Trump keeps saying that if he becomes a president, he will end the war between Ukraine and Russia in 24 hours, right? And our question from outside of the US is how? I'm not asking the method, but the result that he wants to create or establish. Because you can end wars in a second if you all you need to do is to surrender. If you do that, I can't really make that sound, but yeah, it's instantly done, right? But we don't want that. So, like, what kind of deal is there that he's gonna do? And yeah, you can't. It's just I just so because of that, I have, even though like emotionally I support Trump, there's this now like skepticism. Like I'm a bit suspicious, or I don't know. I don't know the good word, but like like I don't know who would be good for us and our alliance, and also our the countries that we are in a good relationships with. And of course, like with Russia, for example, for Japan, Russia is an enemy because it's during the Soviet Union time, but still it's Russia, and they invaded into Japan, even though we had a gosh, I can't say the word, neutrality pact. Yeah, we had a deal in between Japan and the Soviet Union. We don't interfere each other, but Soviet Union one-sidedly dropped that treaty and invading into Japan when the war was ending. Like they hurried and came to invade because the war began to end. I mean, they knew that we were surrendering, so they just rushed in and then took our island. Like we fought back and bought some time so that the Hokkaido people could, run away and so on. But still, like the islands that belonged to us were taken by them illegally, and which is now carried on as the territorial disputes between Japan and the with Russia. So we have that issue, and so because of that, like in all this chaotic time, like Soviet Union did that, and that's where we left off. I mean, there are economic relations and so on still between Japan and Russia, but what I'm trying to say is that we don't have a peace pact or anything. So what that politically means is that the war hasn't ended. So they're our enemy, and Ukraine is fighting against them. So we are helping Ukraine. So then, when Trump ends it, what's gonna happen? in what way does he want to end? What's the result that he is trying to establish? So my Ukrainian friend says that Russia is backing Trump. I mean, Putin is, because it's easier that way. If America cuts all the support, then like they don't have to hustle over that, because they want to cut the ties between the US and Ukraine, or US and Europe, US and Japan, or US and China too, I guess, though. But if you cut, America's presence shrinks, and that's what they want, because they want to coming to the space, if you know what I mean. So before Trump came into the picture in 2015 for the 2016 election, Japanese conservatives actually always hoped for Marco Rubio to become the president of the US. That's the thing, like Rubio, that's what conservatives here were saying, because he is very familiar with East Asian politics, and also he's like neocon, right? And you don't like it, and I get that because of your position and I know what creates your opinion as conservatives in the US. So like it's not that I don't get it, I get it and I know it and I understand it. But from our perspective, we want America to interfere, right? So that's why it was a thing. And today I feel like, even though the majority of us are supporting Trump as a continuation from the last time, what we saw was the game changer by Trump. America is now gonna compete against China. China is gonna be the enemy of America, and it's about the world hegemony. So that's the battle that we saw, and that's why I was one of the first people to say, like, oh, there's Trump, he's an amazing leader, and I was supporting him. And today, even though like I'm in the continuation, I'm with you, in the battle, because they're a big war, about the power. Like there's this power, right? Like what you call as a wait, I forget what you call the during the swamp kind of thing. Like, yeah, you have to do that, and I get, like, I'm with you on that too. But when it comes to us particularly, do we want Trump, or do we want neocons like Nikki Haley? So Nikki Haley is like, among our international friends, Nikki Haley is actually popular, I feel. And I know that you hate her. Oh man, lots of comments while I was rambling. Sorry for that. I rambled too much. I saw Fox News appearance. Great job. Thank you so much. Let's see. 30 people watching. Thank you. There's a theory that American food has some issues due to the artificial ingredients it uses, but above all, the corn-based sweeteners that are used in all food. Oh, even non-sweets. Interesting. We put corn and seed oils and everything. Ah, I see. Yeah, oil is a hidden thing in like the entire world. I feel like I don't know if this true, but like, if you look at Russia, let's talk about culture, not the politics. But if you culturally look up Russia, Russian girls are so hot, right? They're so beautiful, so sexy. But when they get older, we're like, what happened to them, right? And then I heard like, oh, that must be the oil. Like I don't know who said that, like, but I heard that, because that's the only explanation. So do Japanese people that travel to the US also gain weight when eating the same kind of foods in Japan? Yes. Yes. I experienced that myself. I was there the first time I went to the US, I was there for a month and I stayed at my pen pal's place, who was only how old was he? I was turning 20, so he was turning 18, like 2 years younger than me. And so of course, like he was living with his family. So I just crashed in there. And I think I remember eating a pizza there because the family was Italian blooded. There was a pizza, so that was great. But other than that, he took care of me. So we ate out a lot. Somehow he took me to Japanese restaurants or Asian restaurants. I'm like, I'm in America, I want to eat American stuff, but I was not fluent back then. So then, yeah. But still, it's Japanese foods, Asian foods, and supposed to be healthier. And also, we had lots of what you call that in English? Frozen food. Frozen food, and yeah, so it's artificial. So like when I came back, like I was thin back then, but when I came back, I did gain weight. I don't remember the exact number, but like you can tell I got chubby. Huh. Like, so yeah. Oh, right. Tucker Carlson left, right? Do you think that he's gonna be the vice president, Tucker Carlson? Hmm. Happy New Year! We had a much smaller earthquake yesterday. A 4.5. Oh, isn't that kind of big though? But compared to what we had, it's smaller, I guess. 2 miles. How long is 2 miles? Like Americans need to use the standard units already. 3 kilo. Ah, I want. It's recommended here that you have to walk over 5,000 steps. But I guess that for you it's not much. Our Navy son and his wife, who is from Kyoto. Huh. Our first grandson was visiting us for Christmas. She was so happy to shop here in Hawaii. Oh, that sounds so nice. Sounds so fun. Like I like international families. It sounds so like I bet that it's difficult too, depending on the situation, but like long distance and so on. But it's lots of fusion, lots of things to think about, and it's fun. Mm. It is expected that at some point in the future, a massive earthquake will destroy California due to the San Andreas fault. I think. Oh, same thing is said about Tokyo too. That like, I bet that they have that name. 首都直下地震。英語。Oh gosh, they don't have a name. It just explains in a sentence. Earthquake that directly hits Tokyo area. What a translation! Tokyo near field earthquake. Large scale earthquake expected to directly hit the Kanto area sometime in the future. So yeah, I guess that there's a plate. I'm not really familiar, but there is. It's said that there's going to be a really huge earthquake in Tokyo, and that's what we are worried about, and that's what we talk about a lot. But yeah, but you just don't know when it's going to happen. So it's really scary. But California, yeah. I wonder, like, at least in Japan, our buildings are stronger. This time there were lots of damages in Noto, and that is because they have old buildings, or I mean houses. And after the big earthquakes here, like we evaluated our standards, and so um, the new buildings are now they are able to tolerate like big shakes and so on, but older buildings they don't have the standards, so they're gonna fall easily, right? And then they can't bear the multiple earthquakes. Maybe they can bear in one time, but they can't sustain in when they are when it shakes like so many times. But so yeah, like this time there were old, like older people living there, and old buildings, and they don't have to, like, they don't have a long future ahead, so they don't rebuild their houses and so on. So if you look at the footage of the affected area, new buildings are standing. There was a big 4 floor or so building though that just went bam. So that doesn't make sense. And we are like, why did that happen? Because it looks new. So, but there are weird things like that. But usually, newer ones are strong. So I wonder if California is ready for that. Like if they have that sort of standards. Hmm. Kim's sucking up because he knows Trump is coming back. Yeah, he has to prepare for that too. That's an interesting perspective. How come I never thought of that? Huh, that's so true. Happy January 6th. Yeah, I thought about that yesterday. It's 7th today. Oh, so we have to eat um this traditional thing here in Japan. Let's see. Seven herb rice porridge. Mm, that's what we are gonna have today. I didn't make that for lunch, so I'm gonna make that for dinner. I'm gonna eat the herbs. Do you think Kim wants to stay away of the eventual actions of China towards Taiwan, and that's why he is doing this? I don't think it's about that. Um, Kim is a pet of China. He is always just like you saw how Kim Jong Un was to Trump, like smiling, and like he's like he couldn't have a strong posture against him, right? So he had to be the pet. And same for China. China is the boss, and North Korea is beneath them. So I don't think that it has things to do with that, but that's just my opinion. It's still going to be a crazy year, but inevitably Trump will return. Yeah, it looks like it because like the number just speaks what's happening, right? Like among Republican Party voters, Trump is the strongest, and if Trump goes against Biden, then he's gonna win. So yeah, that's good, but at the same time, I the last time I heard a lot about his foreign policy. Of course, like coming from Japan, foreign policy is what I want to hear, and I know that he is speaking to his supporters, but he doesn't use X/Twitter, and even though I follow him on Truth Social, I don't open that app often. So I'm not being able to follow his policies and so on much at all. So like I mean, I'm not American, so like I don't follow what's going on the way that you do, right? So to my eyes, like his presence is not there, but I know that he is strong though, because that's what I see in the news. I mean, on the news. Mm, I really like. I really hope that he will come back to X. He has to use that. Mm. But I guess that when primary happens, then like starting from there, I guess that I'll get to hear more from him. So I just gotta wait, I guess. How long does the cherry blossom last in Fukuoka? I would try to arrive in the middle of March. If not, then very before it ends, the beginning of April. It really depends. Oh, sorry, my camera stopped. I'm here. What? It's the airplane, man. When there's an airplane up in the sky, like above me, are you hearing me okay? I hope. Somehow my Wi-Fi gets affected. It gets slow. But yeah, it really depends on if the weather, if it's warm or if it doesn't rain and so on. Uh but usually late March to early April. But the very beginning of April is a safe days, I think. Not sure. I can't really say because it really depends. Yoko, your hair does look healthier. Cool. At the same time, it looks a little surreal due to how unnaturally black it looks. Yeah, especially in this dark room, I think. I have two lights in front of me, but still, it's not the natural light, too. So, man, I'm reading the comments from what, like 20 minutes ago? Trump will normalize relations with Russia. He will undo all negative ambitions the left had against Russia. There will be no further expansion of NATO. Yeah, NATO, I'm not too worried. But yeah. But yeah, expansion is something that I'm not worried about. But the current stuff that America is doing, is he gonna drop or what? And like the thing is that what's often talked about here in Japan now is that Trump has, like, of course, he's a newcomer to politics still, right? Like he was a president, but the last time too, like when he began his campaign, like at the very beginning, he said that, oh, Japan can have nukes, right? Like, that's what he said, and that's why like we all went to him like, what? Like like he was so honest, and then he had to modify his policy. And also I heard that he was saying that he wants to withdraw the US troops from South Korea. Bad idea. That's something that you should never ever do. But he said that, and then the people around him, like the close aides to him, stopped him, and then and then he was like, maybe next term, So and then the next term, when the next term comes, then there will be nobody to stop him from doing such things. So, like, what we expect politically as common sense, he's gonna change it. And the change for America as a country might be good, but the what's the word? Consequences might be really, really bad and he will come back to America. So I'm worried in that sense. And that's what we are talking about here in Japan, actually, that nobody will stop Trump anymore. Like, of course, Trump should, he is charismatic and he sees the things that we don't see. And he's a great problem solver and great negotiator, and he has his strength. But at the same time, you want to have political professionals, not only loyal ones. Like, you have to have all kinds of people with you politically to survive, to make good judgments. So that's what we are worried about, that only the loyals can be with him next term, and that will be his last term, right? So what's gonna happen? Like, he doesn't have to be scared of anything. So how far will he go? And so as an outsider, there is that concern. Yeah. Return. I don't think that's realistic, though. He did mention, though, because our former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, when he talked to Trump, like, I think he asked Trump to say, but at the UN, Trump talked about our abduction victim, Megumi Yokota, who was abducted by North Korea at the age of 13, and she's still there. She's alive. She's still there, captured by North Korea. And Trump mentioned her at the UN, and that was a big deal. And he does stuff like that, But that was capable. Like, we were capable of doing that because, of course, Trump is an amazing guy, but at the same time, we have Shinzo Abe, you know. But today, he's gone. And we don't have anyone like that here that can grab the heart of Trump. Oh, maybe I am here for that. But you know what I mean? So, mm, so lots of concerns for us, even though we love Trump. We just hope that it doesn't derail, from what we expect. Mm. Yeah, Japan was strong, but because Japan was so strong against Soviet Union before, was it that? No, it was a Russia time in 1901. No, to five. It ended in 1905, but we had a war against Russia back then, and we won. And because of that, the generations after them got too proud of that history, like, oh, we are strong, and then they just got defeated. So, like, you gotta stay humble, and train and so on. Let's see. Let's go faster in the comment. You like Rubio? Cool. But the last, it's not the last, second one, 2016 election, I remember reading, like, I like Rubio too, but I remember reading Phyllis Schlafly, was it the name? The old lady, she wrote an article that Trump is the last hope for America. And inside of that, I guess it was inside that article that she was talking about the immigrant policy and so on, and how Rubio betrayed and so on. But so neocon part, and then that sort of policy things, I see criticism, but yeah. But yeah, he's good. He's really passionate about Asia, so like that's why we like them. Well, Japan needs a politician with the balls to really push the repeal of Article 9 and the creation of a proper and officially Japanese military, not simply a self-defense force. Yes, I agree. Kishida administration is doing so good though. Like he's achieving what Abe couldn't achieve. Of course, Abe prepared for that, but because Abe was clearly a conservative who the media or China or leftists in South Korea or North Korea, like they labeled Shinzo Abe as right wing, like extreme right wing, right? Like very dangerous one. And so that's why he was stopped many times and lots of labeling happening and so on. But today, Kishida is just a LDP politician, and he doesn't really have a color. Like it's like like when you look at Kishida, he's just a politician, and you just don't sense like what kind of person or anything. He's just a politician, like occupational politician, even I would say. So like we don't know what he's thinking, and we don't feel anything like extreme from him. He's a politician with common sense. So because of that, he was able to revise the three defense documents, and then which becomes the base of all our defense policies and so on and spendings. So yeah, and now LDP, his party has lots of problems with money and so on, and the media is attacking the party with those scandals. But and there are some conservatives that are saying that LDP is not good, right? Just like Republican Party is not good for true conservatives. LDP is like that too. So they're saying no to LDP. However, because of that, if Kishida says like, "Oh, let's change or revise our constitution," if he says that, then I guess we are guessing that he will win, like by majority. Yeah. Right, no Rubio. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah. Pick Christy Noem or Tucker Carlson. Interesting. But Tucker Carlson doesn't have any political background though. Like it's speaking about politics and doing politics are totally different things, I fear Trump picking Nikki Haley as VP. That would be a grave mistake. Do you think so? Because you want to have a broad support. Politics is like politics is difficult because you have to make sure that you involve more people, like you have more support and less enemies. So like keep your enemy closer kind of thing. It's not exactly that, but you get the idea that yeah, like I used to be very blunt and very hostile to whatever is different from me, but after I got together with my husband, I learned how to be political, like you have to calculate what happens by your actions. So Nikki Haley would push the world into World War III. Most of the Republicans and Democrats would, though. Yeah, I mean, the what changed though over the recent years is that the foundation of the war, like I mean, it's the world war, but it's different from how things were back in World War One and World War Two, and we are now in like I feel like we are not declaring, but I feel like we are already there, like it or not, because we are, supporting each other in many, many ways. So, oh, by the way, when the earthquake happened on the first day of this year here, Taiwan showed their support, and the US did to the UK, and I guess, did I see Australia too? Like lots of countries, said that they are with us and they're ready to help and so on. And aside from like Kim Jong Un's performance, like we don't take that seriously. But there are lots of countries that want to actually help, like they are ready to help us. So it's like you see all the teams are divided in the world, and we are fighting against each other, and also we are helping among the same side. That's what I see. Neoconservatives and progressives push Russia and China together. Hmm. I see your point. Yeah. But as for Japan, America, before that though, like America, the like Clinton times, they passed Japan. There was Japan passing, not Japan bashing, but Japan passing, and they went to China. So then Japan had to compete with that too and go to China. And in the meantime, all we had to do was for us to get together, Japan and the US. But at that time, I guess in the 80s and 90s, Japan was growing so fast after the World War II. And we were rising and rising, and the US found it a threat, that we would like, go, I don't know the vocabulary. Like we would be more powerful than the US. So then they went to China and used them as a factory. And so both Japan and the US raised China together. And then, yeah. And the war that we were supposed to have was not between Japan and the US during the World War II. It was supposed to be we had to fight against communism that was spreading even to here and there. They were already like Soviet Union spies were inside of both of our countries, and same things are happening. And even though there's this aspect that we are because we fight against them both, our enemies get together, and there's that aspect too. But it's just how it is. We just have to end them. We have to be, of course, clever when we fight, but Yoko, Japanese food is considered as respectable as French food. Is considered as okay. Is it superior to Chinese food? What are your thoughts? I don't. I enjoy all cuisines. I like everything. I even like Chinese foods, but I get bored though, because it tastes the same. Like everything tastes the same for me. But yeah, and lots of like oily stuff in Chinese foods. Lots of oil in Chinese foods. So like I don't like that much. But I like spicy foods though, or dumplings. Hmm. Hmm. US will defend Japan? 日米安保 Japan-US Security Treaty? I think. Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security between Japan and the United States of America. Yep. Massively. Interesting. You don't think Tucker will be vice president? Because I don't think Tucker himself is particularly interested. It's possible though. Yeah, because it's a matter of how much Tucker Carlson is passionate about being a journalist and politician. Really, really different. Oh man, it's been an hour. I need to go. Yoko, any comment on English US localization of Japanese media? Frequent question I get. English US localizing Japanese, like localizing Japanese media to like I don't know which is which, but uh, 英語のローカリゼーションを日本のメディアの語 like Fox News translation to Japanese media or something like that. When it comes to the media, I'm like reacting like after 30 minutes or something. But yeah, we have Japan Forward, which is an English source for Japanese news, and NHK has English news, and vice versa too. When we are watching our news here, we often see ABC News as a source of like American news because I guess that there are contracts, and so yeah, but not direct translation though. Personally, I like Rand Paul to be VP because he just doesn't have the charisma to gain a presidential election. And that would really hit the establishment because, unlike Trump, he is principled. Oh, interesting. Rand Paul. There's somebody that sounds like his name. like, like I always get confused by like these two politicians, Rand Paul and this other guy. Oh, you have family in California. Yeah, it's really scary. Yoko number one, yes. Yoko, would you say South Korea is closer to China or to Japan? Japan, at least right now, because South Korean people are waking up to the reality too. They were brainwashed under the education that Japan was really bad to them, which they probably believe still, but they notice the bigger picture, right? They're living right next to China and they can see what China is doing. And over 80%, I think, of South Koreans now dislike China. That's a huge shift, and it's the same everywhere too, that even here in Japan too, that elderly people tend to like China, but younger generation can see what's going on now, right? Because it's a digital era. So now we know where the problems are coming from. And so the majority of us, like younger generation, we don't like China, not necessarily equals to Chinese people, but the Chinese regime right now, Chinese communists, Chinese Communist Party is what we don't like. So, and South Korea, yeah, it's you can look up the poll from South Korea and you can probably see the number that, and they're, especially the current administration is very like they have common sense. And so they are cooperating with Japan and the US, and we have military exercises together and so on. So, like, we are getting ready for what may happen in East Asia. So, oh, super chat! Wait, where? Thank you so much. American feminists, social justice warriors, translators, changing anime scripts to be political. Oh, yeah. It's a drama right now. Oh, no. So crazy. They don't have the right to do that, though. It's not translation. If you add some nuance to the words, then that's not translation. What should we do though about that? Like Japanese creators have to voice their opinions. Thank you so much for super chat. Yoko for prime minister. Thank you. Thank you. Has the idiot that killed Abe been sentenced yet? No. No trial yet. Yeah, it was really tragic, yes. Let's see. Sorry, I am such a slow reader. But, man, I should probably go, though. Because, my husband is probably waiting. Just like, people have to get a dog out. I have to get my husband out. Even British beans on toast and other rubbish. I've never had that. I've never been to the UK. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that too. That the foods in the UK are bad. Is it though? It can't be that bad. Today, they have. I don't know. I have no idea though. Maybe they have good tea, so that's why the foods are not seasoned well, because you rather want to enjoy the tea. Maybe because that's what I felt when I had a meeting. It's a political meeting, but it happened in Ginza, Tokyo, and we expensive area for me, right? But we went to this tea place. They have lots of tea kinds, hard to pick from. But we had a lunch there, and so it's a lunch meeting, right? And then I had this great tea, enjoying that. And then the food that came with it was actually bad. I'm like, it doesn't taste anything, right? It didn't have any much of a taste, and I didn't think that the food was good, but it was expensive somehow. And it came as a set with a great tea, so it was a tea. So maybe it's a thing about the UK too. I have no idea, just making up. Who knows? A couple in different topic. You were a musician. Who were your favorite J-pop, J-rock artists growing up? Matsutoya Yumi. Yumi Matsutoya. That's not rock, but rock. SCSA-IPA. And I liked Hikaru Utada too. Who was it? And my people around me were listening to TRF, like a dancing group. So that's something Tetsuya Komoro's music influenced me, I guess. Ron Paul is the father of Rand Paul. Okay. They share the same political ideology with minor differences, so it's natural to get them confused. Oh, okay. So they're related. Okay. Ron Paul and Rand Paul. Because it sounds very, very similar too. Why? At least do it in a junior way. If it was a junior, then I would. Junko wanna listen to some tunes. Junko? Who's Junko? Okay, anyway. YouTube channels, I only watch self-development and spiritual YouTube channels, actually. Yeah. Do you guys know Ed Milet? I like that dude. He's an entrepreneur. And then this spiritual guy I'm watching lately. Anyway. Okay, I should go, guys. Hide needs to go for a walk. Who's a good hubby? Who's a good Who's a good hubby? Who's a good hubby? Yeah, I gotta do that. Yeah. Which is why Japanese companies that noticed this are going to use AI translation instead of localization. Oh, that's a good idea. Replaced by that's good. That's good. Because I actually use like a translation. It's not AI, but just online translation often too now. And like when I want to translate my Japanese sentences to English, like I just put that into the translation thing and then edit in my words and so on, because that's faster, right? And like when you tweet and so on, like you don't want to think much, so that's what I do sometimes. Yeah, but you have to know both languages though to be able to see if the translation is correct, so still you need to study, right? But yeah, that's what I do now. Keto, oh, you're on keto, so no fries from me. Cool, cool, cool. Oh yeah, fish and chips, fries and gravy. Do I hear? Yeah, there's a bar or a few British bars, I think, in the city here too, in Fukuoka. Like my ex American, American boyfriend back then, like that place because, and his friend, like his American friend, like that too. So they were eating fried stuff, drinking beer, and so on. So yeah, snowing in New York City. Wow, you guys be careful. Snow can harm you. That's my take of snow. Because snow looks great, but I'm like, I'm never gonna live where it snows often. Like, I don't understand why people live in such a, you know, cold places. What's up with my vocabulary today? Like, I can't remember English. But that's why this is important. Like, I get to practice speaking in English, right? And you guys are there asking me questions and I answer. So this is a practice from me to be interviewed. So I'm training myself with you. Anyway. You know why the British explored the world, don't you? They were looking for something good to eat. Have you ever heard of a British restaurant? That's a good question. That's so true. See, like we have a British bar or Irish bar, but not restaurants. Wow, that's a good point. Interesting. Is that why British humor is like cynical? like, like American humor is direct, and sometimes like they're like Americans like satire, and that's funny, but like British people have this interesting culture which is so different from us. Mm. I'm too Americanized though, I have to admit. Like I consume lots of American entertainment every day, which is bad because now, because of that, I can't really get along with Japanese people, you know? Uh, anyway, thank you guys. Yeah, gotta go. Good day, Yoko. Take care of your yellow dude. Yeah, yellow hubby. Yes, I gotta, rub his belly. It's cold, but not that cold. Japan's dental work, by the way, is getting better. People's teeth are now whiter and straighter than before. I wanna go to dentist. It's getting bad. Okay. Yeah, sarcasm. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Gotta go. A bit rubber. Only after the. Yeah. Thank you always for your support, and I really enjoyed talking to you. Sorry that I couldn't take all the comments. I speak too much, right? But that's what you're here for. Thank you, and I'll be doing this weekly live stream every week this year too. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, and also hit the like so that, even if you miss it, you get it in recommendations. Okay. Thank you. Unboxing. Yes, let's exercise. Okay, thank you guys so much. Keep in touch, okay? Tell Hida Happy New Year. Okay, I'll do. Thank you so much. Yeah. No, you go to bed. Be a good boy. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a nice day or have a good night. Sweet dreams. Okay. Okay. Bye.